Hello there and welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing okay and well on this day, which is Tuesday, and I was going to kick off straight with some Liverpool based news regarding Adam Lallana, but I've literally, just as I was about to hit record, got a notification through about Ligue 1. Now, Ligue 1, they've obviously ended their season early. They've curtailed it and they've crowned PSG as the champions, and I believe the two teams, I think it was Amiens and Toulon, at least, I don't know if they have a third team for relegation or not. I'm not entirely sure, I'll be honest with you. But those two teams have now been ruled by whatever court it was that the case went to, because they obviously fought the fact that they got relegated very, very hard. They felt that it was unjust and it was unfair, which I agree with. I agreed with that when the Premier League were, wanting to go about, people were talking about the Premier League, or if they could do it on a points per game basis and stuff like that. It's not entirely fair on the relegation teams because they don't get the opportunity to fight for their place. So when they were saying, Premier League teams were saying they wanted, when the season was going to resume and we were going to play for the season, they wanted relegations taken out. I disagreed with that, because if you're able to fight for your place in the league, you should try and fight for your place in the league. Whereas Amiens and Toulouse, I might be pronouncing their names wrong, apologies on that, they weren't given the option of being able to fight for their place in the league. They had that taken away from them, and that's why they fought, and that was right for them to fight that. If that had happened in the Premier League and everything curtailed like very, very quickly, say Liverpool were crowned champions, Champions League places, Europa League places, and relegations were done, then you would expect the relegated teams, maybe even a couple of higher up teams that would have felt, have the season resumed properly, they'd be able to fight for their place a little bit better actually on the pitch as well. But hey, now we've just seen, and I literally saw the notification, I haven't actually read a great deal into it, but the notification has said that Ligue 1 has reinstated Toulouse and Amiens as, being back in to Ligue 1. The season will not resume whatsoever. So there was a rumour that Ligue 1 were thinking about restarting the league, but they're not going to do that. They're going to keep PSG as champions, but they've reinstated those relegated teams. Don't know what that means for those that were maybe going to be coming up from Ligue 2 or Ligue 2, if that's what it's called. But hey, it maybe gives some light to, I don't know. I know that the EFL League 2 has ended today, and I think they've crowned champions, but I think they've also kept relegation as well. I don't know how that's going to go, but hey, we move things on anyway. We know that the Premier League is on its way back. We are on the 9th of June right now, so we are 7 days away. 7 days away? No, it's Tuesday today, so we are 8 days away from the Premier League return, with Man City, Arsenal and Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. So the last round of coronavirus testing, or COVID-19 testing, actually turned around with 0 positive tests. So the testing procedures are working with the Premier League. They've only had one out of the last 3 sets of testing that has actually tested positive, and that person, I can't remember if it was a player or just a member of staff, whatever, that person is now isolating, and I think everything else is just happening just as normal. Teams are starting to get themselves as well into some friendlies. I know that Arsenal played Charlton and smashed them 6-0, which, why wouldn't they? Even if they haven't been playing regularly, you'd expect that sort of result. I think Man United have been doing some like in-house, maybe 11v11s or whatever it is. They've been doing some in-house games as well. And Liverpool are apparently going to be facing Blackburn at some point as well. Now, I don't actually know when that is, but I will be keeping an eye out for it as well, just to hopefully, if there's anything that I don't know if we'll be able to watch anything of it, maybe it'll just be getting reports back and such like that as well. Other things were that I think Mo Salah missed out on training a couple of days ago, or a day or two ago, whenever it was. Listen, people are going to pick up knocks in training, and obviously it gets highlighted when it's one of our front three, which is just, he's obviously a very key part of our team, as every single player is a key part of our team as well. He will most likely be back in training as well, like pretty damn soon anyway. We don't play until the 21st of June. That has been confirmed. I think we are going to be Super Sunday. Sky Sports are doing their very best to try and keep things back to normal-ish by having, big teams and stuff like that on the Sunday on their programming like they like it. So we've still got, 12 days worth of preparation, so nearly 2 weeks worth of preparation to do. I wouldn't worry just yet or be too concerned about the fact that Mo Salah has picked up a knock and he missed training. I'm pretty sure he'll be back on it, as were the other two players, but I don't actually remember who they were. Could have been Lovren, but I'm not sure. And then we move things on. Adam Lallana has signed a short contract extension to see out the rest of the Premier League season this year. Now, obviously, this has seen a lot of memes come up on Twitter, especially Instagram a little bit, where, oh, Adam Lallana, he'll feel like a brand new signing. It happens all the time with Lallana. He gets a bit of unnecessary stick, to be honest. You know, it's not his fault that he's been as injured as he has been and hasn't been able to contribute like he did a couple of seasons ago when he had his best season under Jurgen Klopp and his best season at Liverpool, where he was scoring goals, he was involved in attack very, very much. He hasn't been able to replicate that, and he is most likely, I think, 31, 32 or something like that. I mean, he looks a damn sight younger than me, and he's about the same age as me. So, I mean, he's looking after himself a lot better than I am. But he deserves that. He deserves to be able to see out the rest of this season with Liverpool, and if we go on to pick up the Premier League title, he deserves to have that as well. He's contributed to us well. I wouldn't say he's done excellently. He hasn't done fabulously for us consistently, but he has contributed to Liverpool in good ways. It's just unfortunate that most of the time he's been injured quite a bit. He's had niggles here or there, and I think the system that we are working within at the moment doesn't necessarily, suit Adam Lallana's, skill set, if you know what I mean. Like the way that he can play. We've tried playing him in like a number 6 sort of role, like as part of a 2 in a number 6, so 2 number 6s essentially. And it's almost like people would say like, oh, he's picking up the Andrea Pirlo. Now, first off, I am not comparing Adam Lallana to Andrea Pirlo whatsoever. Pirlo was just a pearl. He was magnificent. He is one of my favourite passers of a ball that isn't on a Liverpool team. He's just magnificent to watch. I am not comparing, so before people say anything, not doing a comparison right there. But because he's got the slight frame, he's got, when he's on it, he does have good both feet, good, tight control with the ball and such like that as well, and good passing vision. He could have picked up that role, but I think it's too far gone for Lallana. I think him picking up this short little contract that he's got right now to see out the rest of the season, I think that's fair. And I think that if there was anyone else in that situation, I think anyone else would deserve that as well, to ride out the rest of the campaign. We don't even know if Adam Lallana will get game time. Most likely, you'll see a lot of players getting more game time than you probably would have if the season had carried on just as normal. Probably see a lot more young lads as well, with the season finishing off with 5 substitutes instead of the usual 3. So you might actually see a lot more of the likes of a Curtis Jones, a Nico Williams, and so many others as well. Now, we're going to move on a little bit and finish off with, the whole Timo Werner. The last thing that we'll talk about with Timo Werner, I'm barely going to mention him, right? Because it'll curtail me into something else that I wanted to talk about as well. Obviously, Timo Werner, it apparently came out over the weekend that actually Chelsea haven't actually confirmed that they're going to go for him, that they're in for him, that they put a bid in, that it's been accepted and all that sort of business. Fine. Okay, whatever. They are apparently ahead of us. Apparently we're not going to pursue Timo Werner and his release and all that sort of business right now. If he goes to Chelsea, then he's off the table permanently. That's just how it is. He'll sign a big contract there. He'll have a release clause that is above 100 million for sure. At that point, we will not pursue him once he goes to Chelsea. It's just as simple as that. Now, what it means for me, and my thought process is, I'm seeing a lot of articles and stuff now where, I was going to say fanzines, but like Twitter accounts, YouTube accounts and stuff like that saying, who should Liverpool target in the summer? The one thing that I want to end on in this video is the possible reality, and Liverpool fans won't like it, and I'm not saying that I like it, I'm just saying this is what I'm thinking. Because I'm of the mindset, I like to prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. So my prepare for the worst in this situation is Liverpool go into this summer and don't sign anybody. There's a very real... Go and look or listen to or watch Jurgen Klopp's interviews where he's talking about why we didn't sign, why we weren't going to pursue Timo Werner and stuff like that, and the whole payback system of season tickets and such like that. Go and watch that. Now, look at the words that he uses as well. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp is a fantastic speaker, communicates exceptionally well. And what I picked up from it is there's a very real chance that we don't sign anybody in the summer. And I think that is a reality that some people, like the fan base, may need to get used to. So then I'm preparing for the worst in that we don't sign anybody, but hoping for the best is that the young players that we have in the club, like a Nico Williams, who could, slot in for Trent Alexander-Arnold, like Curtis Jones, who should be getting much more game time next season. Maybe Nat Phillips, the people in the back line, Larouci on the left-hand side as well. Maybe Harvey Elliott as well on the forward line. There is a very real chance that we don't go and sign anybody in the summer, which will make the majority of the fan base panic. It will make the majority of the fan base start to question FSG as well, a lot more than they have been questioned over the last year or two, because they've seen a steady increase in where Liverpool are going. And the signings that we've made, such as an Alisson, such as a Virgil van Dijk, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, you see these people coming in. Fabinho as well, can't forget him. You see these people coming in and you see where they slot into the team, key cogs. Now we've got the key cogs, what we were looking for is backups that can push the first team as well. That's what we were looking for. So we were all expecting that, right, Lovren's going to be out this season, we expect. So we're going to hopefully bring someone in or have someone prepared, ready to come into that sort of role. That might not happen. You've got Shaqiri, who's most likely going to be an outgoing this season. All right, for me personally, we've got Harvey Elliott there as well, who could very well, he definitely should be deserving of a chance, even at his young age. He should be able to, try and prove himself as well as not just back up, but to push Mo Salah, to push the front three as well. I'm fully anticipating that we don't go out and sign anyone, and I know that that's going to annoy a lot of people, that opinion, because they'll be looking at us like, well, how can we be champions of Europe one season? We are pretty much, but not confirmed, champions of the Premier League this season by a hell of a margin. How can that be the team that then goes forward into the next season with the exact same team with no serious outgoings? Because then do the players that are here, like a Mane, a Firmino, like the main key figures in the team, do they start to look at it? It's like, well, why are we not bringing in reinforcements? Why are we not bringing in, we want to be able to, if we go on and win the title, we want to be able to be in a position where we can defend it. Whereas it looks like right now, Chelsea are doing their absolute damnedest to be like, right, okay, we've been well off the pace last couple of seasons. We're doing everything we can now to get ourselves back up to that top part of the table. And it looks like Liverpool might be in a position where we don't do that. Now, until that obviously happens, I can't really give an opinion on it. This is just my opinion in me preparing for the worst but hoping for the best. So preparing for the worst, we don't make any signings. Hoping for the best, if we don't make any signings, then we've got younger lads that'll come in and do a very good job for us, like they have done, for a long time recently as well. We will see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to go make some food. I hope that you have a good rest of the day. I hope you are doing very well anyway during all of this stuff that is going on at the moment. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again, and I'll catch you later.